reception. I think our fans recognize that in many ways Andrew represented the shift in the Warriors organization and its emphasis on defense. And I think that trade was really kind of the first domino to fall in terms of, well, Steph's drafting was the first one. Let's not forget that one. But shortly thereafter, Andrew came over in the trade, and there was an organizational shift towards a defensive mindset, which I think Mark Jackson implemented, and the players started to reflect that philosophy. The Bogut trade, the Andre signing, some of the guys just developed, Clay, Draymond, and so Bogut was pretty much here at the beginning of all this, and it has helped this franchise win a championship. And he's going to get a fantastic reception tonight, and I look forward to it.
Have you seen anything on, I don't know if you coached him when things were pretty good, but have you seen anything on the court where you just it struck you, hey, that's right, he does that. That's how our team plays with Bogut out there.
Actually, because I coached him for 2 full seasons, the only thing that I was looking for was how he looked. I knew and I know what he can do and what he did for us, and watching the highlights from his Sydney Kings season, everything looked great, but you don't really know until you see it up close against NBA players, and boy, he looks fantastic. He looks lean, he's refreshed, he's recharged. I think he's really excited to be here, and his teammates are excited to have him. So he with DeMarcus back, now he goes back into more of an insurance policy role, but as well as he played in the 2 games that we had him on the trip, or 3 games? 2 games. It's not hard to see him making an impact even with DeMarcus here.
I know you got to kind of flip the rotation partly because DeMarcus was out, Kevin was out for some of that, but just the Steph and Draymond being together now, maybe playing 95% of the time together, maybe even 100%. How did you get to that? How did that, in your mind, it's happened before, but right. How did that come about? And are you definitely sticking with it?
Yeah, I mean, you never quite know based on injuries or foul trouble, but I like that combination. Obviously, those guys have played together for a long time and played beautifully together in the pick and roll. Our team has changed a little bit, over the last couple of years. Obviously, adding a talent like Kevin changes the dynamics quite a bit. So we've had various rotations that we've gone to, depending on health. But I'll probably stick with that. It looks good. I think they have a real connection in the pick and roll, and I think it's good for both of them to get into that rhythm through the first quarter. And I guess you asked me how I got to that. I think it was Kevin being out those 2 games and our struggles against Phoenix made me and our staff really rethink what we were doing. And so we probably would have done it even if Kevin had been healthy, based on the results. But again, I've said this a few times. We've only had DeMarcus for about 20 games, and anytime you have a new player, especially one as good as DeMarcus, I think it takes some time to figure out combinations, see what's what. And after 20 games, I think we realized it was time for a change. So that's what we've gone to the last few games.
Steve, obviously every season is different, but you're 70 games into this one. What stands out most about what this year has been like? Because in past years, I know you had some ups and downs. You had the health problems a few years ago. Last year, the injuries going into the postseason. What do you take into the last stretch of this season? It's special.
It's without a doubt. It's being here at Oracle for the final season. We talked about that the night before training camp opened. Our players and our organization were basically dedicating this season to Oracle and the East Bay and to Oakland, and we know we're not moving that far, but we're moving from this building, and we're moving from this city, and that's it's not an easy thing for anybody. So This season is all about finishing it the right way and doing it for the people who help.
See, what cues do you look for that tell you that your defense is playing with the intensity that you want to see? Is it strictly about the stats the other team can put up, or is it more to it than that?
No, it's more to it. It's are we crowding the paint, and then from there flying out to shooters? I think when we're struggling, you see people drive right to the rim and lay it in. When we're playing well, a guy gets by the first guy, the help comes, baskets, thrown to the perimeter, and then we got a rotation, we got another rotation, shot goes up, we get a box out. Like, that's our sequence, and it's basically anybody's sequence in this game if you're playing great defense at the NBA level. So we've had our moments over the season where we haven't done well. Last 5 games or so, we've been terrific, and I hope that continues.
Kevin had a tragedy in the family this morning. Was there any conversation with him about whether he could go or not today?
I did speak with Kevin. Obviously, a very difficult time for Kevin and Kevin's family, and obviously the family involved, and Quinn Cook was very close to the victim as well. So very somber mood and shoot around today, and I think. I know Kevin's going to play tonight. He didn't say anything about not playing. I think for most of us who play this game or coach this game, this is kind of our refuge. Being able to play, being able to immerse yourself in a game, kind of the best way to deal with something that's something tragic, something difficult. So I know he will be playing with a heavy heart tonight, and I hope he can lose himself in the game and find some joy in the game itself.
Great. Is that it?
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.